All right, so I just put up a 31-minute video that I did earlier, but it only went on YouTube because I have trouble. I don't have video. I'm not in your hours of computing crap. I hate technology, honestly, and I hate wasting my time on even this shit. All right, so here's the thing. There are let's say, I don't even know where to begin with this one. All right, I put up on my last name is Kat, yeah. And there's something called tarot, Tarot. They are like cartouche, Cartouche. Cartouche is a word that we use in ancient Egypt. ANCIENT EGYPT. When we speak of, also in ancient Maya, ANCIENTMAYA, and then sometimes they put an N at the end of it, if Jaguar Priestess was actually there, depending on which one of the Quetzalcoatl monuments or stone ziggurats. That's actually the bigger one. I don't know. I don't know the name of the smaller, whatever, doesn't matter. The sun temples, the moon temple, those, it depends again. De sola, de luna. I mean, it all depends on the hemisphere and the atmosphere of the people I wake up to and what we're speaking of. Some of you are more friendly than others. Okay, some of you are like inquisitors from like, I don't know where. And it's like, whoa, we are not challenging one another. I am who I am, and I don't know who you are. This, whatever this is in challenging mode. Like, tune it down. Like, nobody's coming to question you on stuff. Because nobody cares. All right, so, let me think about this. All right, so my last name is Legato, Gato, which is the gate, Gate. It's star speak, it's Tar, Tar for the tarot, Tarot. It's where things come from, and then it's Utsa, which again has Hebronic meaning. It has I want to say Arabic. I'm going to say Arabic at the moment, but it's ARBE. It's a special sect, SECHT, depends on the whatever image and year. All right, so here's the deal. We used to go around and the pictures that are drawn, petroglyph, and let's see some of the words that you guys have used. Geoglyph, petroglyph, cartouche, those words we used to, when we would travel, not every place, depending on the time in the year and what we were called in for as Ministry of Defense of the people of humanity, if before war breaks out, or to save somebody who's being persecuted unfairly, or in some new discovery to human that the rest of the gods are like, yeah, okay, no, we have it, it's on whatever. So, and then we have to explain to them, because not everybody speaks our version of linguistics, lingo. It depends on the hemisphere, how things are Libre or Libra, with the two legs that, you know, have to balance one another on hemispheres and breakouts and things. So let's think about this. So the tarot cards, we did not play, PLAY, or game, GAME. That was not the purpose. I mean, that's what humans asked if they could take them and somehow made them into a game, or so it seems, which then the tarot game, which is name tied to me, the Stargate, the one-star woman of all of creation, first mother, with first father, father of time, mother of nature. I heard some of you say Gaia. I mean, I don't even know all the names that you guys use, but I know you've heard of them. The center, the psi stem, and then I just spoke to somebody tonight. I call him Little John, because he's got some family in Canada that he says wrote a book. Little John, I just like the gentleman. He knows a lot of stuff, and he's got big words and big ideas that I like to pick his brain with, because he teaches me smart things that I don't get in I mean, like, he's an everyday person like myself in this Roach Motel Fleabag area, but he knows things like way beyond like the average whatever that I'm here in Isola. So then we have tarot move, which is a divination, Nation, which is a nation to itself, being of divinity, like deity, Diety, walking two worlds simultaneously. The river of Styx being the afterlife, or depending on what you do here, you go on, and then you are held accountable for the mess that you made here, or the wonder and beauty based on the needs of the gods who are trying to grow the world safely. This kingdom into the next kingdom, and so on and so forth. It's a rolling project, this human, and keeping your terrarium, which is kind of like your tank, Tank. If you were a fish inside the aquarium, we have to keep your water, which in this case would be your air, and your physical science clean, and we have to keep your glass that holds you and the water safe together, just so you get like a mental picture of a physical barrier, of a fish tank and water, like a aqua solid, whatever, aqueous solution. That hits up against a, where it bounces back, and you can see a object in the middle of it, because I think you guys get lost in the no dimensions of Earth when you're walking outside of a house where you can see a physical ceiling, floor, and four walls, like that 6 dimensional shape. I think that you all just take for granted, which is fine. Most of you, usually, when things are working nice, there's a governor, a ERNOR, on your like cognitive awareness of your surroundings. That's to protect like the caretakers of the planet from you breaking out into like any kind of like wild and crazy ideas, like you're God when you're not, or challenging God when you shouldn't, or ganging out together when that's not a good idea. Right, so there's usually a governor like holding down some of those crazy wild ideas you crazy kids come up with against the adults of the gods that know better, and go, oh God. So that's when we come out with the tarot cards, but not for game. Although they did create, because I have ASININE, ASININE, Niklaus Hanai, as the creator mother, Gaia, and the first father, father of time, and father, and his fat her. I mean, we go together like whatever. I guess oil and water, because I'm melt into him when it's mixed, and then I become my own separate entity. That's literally how the spiritual animal between the two of us work. But while we're in skin, let's stick with just the physical universe that you can cognitively get without getting all crazy on the spiritual side. But it looks like oil and water. Just so this way you can, whatever. It separates, and then it goes back together in some weird concoction. Then you... all right, so, and then whatever. All right, I'm not going into that far. So, let me think about this, in the right tarot, divination, the asinine, right? He and I would be the asinine. Here's the thing. We've already done this once before with you idiots. I say idiots because it's spelled ID. Yeah, ID meaning you have an astrological birth date, star sign, and a couple of letters in two different sections. Some of you have multiple, some of you have a hyphen. Nobody gives a shit in actuality, but that's how we track you, and where you're gonna go next, based on, and how we hold you accountable on documents that, like, we know you did it. So he and I, we have, let's think about this. We've got the tarot, right, the asinine. So because we don't play tarot and we're just the creator of tarot, to give you an ID-gram, IDGRAM, because we need to document for those that can't read or write or are not fluent or not trustworthy of the gods or the people that they're fighting with. We in history have recorded, for my instance, I mean, it depends. If it's a temple, if it's a church, a mosque, I don't know your exact names in your specific area. It changes around the world and over time, from ancient to modern, or whatever mode we come back in, depending on the scope of reality. So I'm going to go with just, at this point, we'll go with Holy Roman Empire and a church. And I know not all of you like them, which is just as fun because I work temple just as well. I don't read or write. So that would be up to my handsome partner in life and Cry Me a River of the River Styx and Forevermore. And that's the Raven Forevermore. I think Edgar Allan Poe wrote that down for some cute Norwegian chick and her Forevermore that she loves. All right, anyway, point is that in tarot there is a 9, which is the Hermit. That would be him and I. Have you ever seen a hermit crab? Like, it comes out of its shell, and when it feels safe, it walks around a little bit, and then it, like, goes back in. Yeah, that's him and I. Like, we really don't want to be out walking around and, like, whatever you think this is and thinks this is fun. We like to be where we are in seclusion, but together. Isolated, but together. Right. Few people, right, whatever. And then if you need us, you call however you call a superhero guy, and whatever we do is whatever. But it's more of like a quiet thing, a private thing that we don't really, I don't know, whatever. And then you've got, so that's number 9. That's the Hermit. That's he and I together. I mean, individually, we're the exact same way. I'm like, why would I want to go out and, like, do all these, like, crazy girl things when I just want to be finding him? I'm like, I'm not going to find him on a girl thing. And then it's like, so then what do I do? We just sit and wait? Like, I mean, nobody gives me a straight answer on this. I said, I thought cradle to grave was really fucking simple on, if I'm cursing and cursing humans at any age, like, that's a big problem, because I'm not built or designed to curse. The only time I curse humans is when they've really fucked up and we are at a sewage level, and, like, a cesspool level of, like, holy cow, this really is, like, I gotta document this on a whole nother level and a whole nother scale for, like, accuracy. All right, so there's 9. 10 we skip because it's an on and an off at the same time, which is kind of like another way of saying him and I, because, like, we're neutral. We just want to be with each other, and you usually call us in because you need some kind of neutrality and someone who's been there, done that, seen it, and kind of knows things. Which is how tarot got created. But then on a second instance, after we already counseled before birth and said, listen, we have an asinine record between the two of us, not playing around, but in actual history in ancient times, showing this pattern of human problem and behavior, which is very concerning to us. And then it got switched into, we had to give it a second name, and a little twist on it, which is where we changed it to 4 different card, C-A-R-D. They called it poker. They called it a deck of cards, D-E-C-K, OFCARDS, for the DECA, DECA, which is like a 10, which is who he and I are. The DECA is the, we're not like doing this for like gaming purpose. We just have to explain for you to protect ourselves against your area asinine, because we've seen this before and it's not pretty on the having to correct it for the two of us who just want to be hermits together, and like we'll skip on like telling you what to do if that's where your level of asinine is at. So let's see, back to tarot for a second. So that's 9, 10, 11. 11 is justice, and it's justice, fairness, equality, and neutrality are the 4 that we strive for. Of course, we try not to leave the situation where one feels hurt or is not understanding fully who we are and how we're trying to, right? But again, there's always, somebody who is oppressing and like pressing down on someone, and then you have to rescue them, and then sometimes feelings get hurt and logs get logged in based on somebody's crazy idea of what happened, which is not actually what happened, which is why there's several ways to catalog ancient and modern whatever in the legacy system, since you're doing leg work to make sure that it is documented correctly in the proper tarot asinine to now poker form. And he and I in a poker world, just to give you a second example, this asinine crew of humans in 1978 bore us, BOAR and BORE, into a Texas Hold'em strategy, TEXASHOLD apostrophe EM, which means he and I are the whole, HOLE, born face down, FACEDOWN, with 4, FOUR, of the up-facing cards on top of the two of us face down, being held quiet and down face, while the foremost obnoxious and already cited CITED with acts of contrition on file for trying to be treaty, TREATY on contrition, CONTRITION for Ministry of Defense, and for church people, CHURCH, since I have my own private language for multiple dads where they only have one daughter, and that's me, and there's no challenge to any other woman stepping up on importance in like the Pope territory, POPE. I'm the only daughter that he's ever gonna have, like physically and not, so it's pretty easy to know he cheerleads for me and I cheerlead for him. Along with Nicholas, I cheer for the Pope before I cheer for the guy who electronically, whatever, Lewis. Yeah, my Lewis, LOUIS. No, I would, Padre in like Pope territory, POPEPADRE. I cheer for him before Lewis. Because Lewis is a broken head case, but we already knew that that's part of the asinine of humanity. How they let themselves break and then blame it on the two gods, holding them in a poker Texas Hold'em strategy face down, sitting on top of them, like extortion artists and torture experts, like assholes. Yeah, and that's where we get that nice fun word from, asinine. I got your sphincter right on top of me, holding my face down. So what do you think I'm gonna call you? Oh, proctology. Look at that. It's right there. Thanks for the word. All right, so here we are in tarot, the poker, because I don't play card games. Been I've been to Vegas, I'm sure you know, like 1,000 times, because that's where they have all the conferences for real estate. But I just went to them, and then I went back to my room, or I think the girls used to take me to dinner, and then they go out, and once I went, and then I was like, I'm going home. I just doesn't feel right. So, they got a little crazy, and I was not into that, so I went back to my room. Let's see, work out, hang out by myself, hermit, literally, unless somebody invited me, like, oh, Joanne Mills, she invited me. I went with her on Space Mountain in Disneyland. I wasn't feeling good that trip, but I really did enjoy my evening to dinner and hanging out with her on some rides to get to know her. She's actually a really amazing person. But that is, she's like a Rebecca Luke. It's a rare occasion that that happens. So few, I mean, I know them by, some of them by name. All right, so let's think about this. Okay, so that's tarot card. That's poker, Texas Hold'em, right? And that goes back to the cat of tar. And then it's Utsa. It's A to Z, and then it's a union of the two river Styx and the goddess Nyx, walking simultaneously, Libra both, trying to balance out the afterlife, the cosmic and astrological programming, and the current version of human, and making sure the next cycle children doesn't come out wrong, especially based on how the parent leadership is doing, and you all stay here in a cycle you don't even know exists. But right, some of us are trying to do this without like upsetting your apple cart of reality. All right, so that's how that goes. That's why there's a tarot card. It's for us as traveling ministry to come to treaty and understanding without angering. Oh, right. Oh, also, 11 is that justice, and 12 is the hung man. They say hang, H-A-N-G. I know better. He's hung like a horse. So H-U-N-G-M-A-N. So that's just, he's already hung like with me at birth and vice versa. And I don't want any tryouts. Neither does he. We're each other's blessing and curse at the same time, always. We like it that way. We don't want any of you to like come up with any crazy like women's rights. No, don't come up with any ideas from how I want to be satisfied. He's got the perfect idea in mind. I just want him, and we'll leave it at personal, private stuff. Yeah, you kids come up with some crazy ideas, and here I am with two fucking piece of shit American husbands that I didn't want, with 4 kids that would have been better off with the proper father. But you humans and your fucking Texas Hold'em with your asinine right over my fucking head, making me curse and have illegitimate bastard kids with piece of shit humans that are throwaway genetics I didn't need. All right, let's think. That ends that debate. Yeah, so him and I are good on that, right? So he's the hung man, married before we're born, after we're born, same as I, just this linguistics and paperwork issue in CRT 2020 is a problem. We started off at C.1978. Perfect. Yeah, oh my God, we were perfect. We were already, and then humans played with the science project, research, development, money, like having a like, how do we know? All 4 assholes, a big mouse and big shits sitting on top of my face down godly position, keeping me and him quiet and saying they're doing the right thing, but clearly they did absolutely fucking nothing, except fuck the 2 of us into not having the proper children or proper marriage as was required by the asinine agreement that we already had in treaty, the contrition, which all of you, here's the thing, when we give you a warning, I'm going to put up in a couple of minutes, we gave the Chinese a warning. We called it a proverb, P-R-O-V-E-R-B. We don't like to like embarrass you, but the Indians, oh, we gave you another one, I-N-D-I-A-N. We said a cat in a cage is a lion waiting to get out. Here she sure is, when she is a fucking hung horse that she wants to be with since the day she was fucking born, and you give her 2 pieces of shit little mice men American things that she never fucking wanted to even meet or have tryouts with. Thanks much. Brings me back to some kind of guy named James Russell. Wanted to go out with me for a night. I didn't understand what that was. He kept himself clothed, thank God. I was totally not interested in his visual look, but I went out with him anyway to be nice because I didn't know why he wanted to meet with me so bad. And then he said, but you're like, I don't know. They said you're something extra special. Like, don't you know? I'm like, I don't know where he is. Like, how I'm trying to figure this out. Like, you're human. Like, how do you, I mean, they say you just go out and date and eventually you run into them. But like, I mean, do I go out with other guys to run into him? Like, I mean, you're guys. Like, where do guys go? Like, where am I going to find him? Like, how do I inquire with the local help of other guys when I'm just looking for one and he seems to keep disappearing on me, and I'm starting to get concerned because like I'm horny teenager, just want him, but he's nowhere to be found and nobody's got any straight answers. I'm just curious, all areas, stupid fucking human, what did you expect when you have requirements to give me him and relinquish me to him, and you keep us locked away from one another because you got some extortion artist working in your behalf for something, but it's really your behest, and then you complain about that. Just curious what your backup plan was when we know we are your backup plan. Right, the one that you keep shitting on. But anyway, I have a Chinese proverb I'm putting up, an Indian one, and then there's not Vietnamese. Maybe it is Vietnamese. I don't know. It's one of those other Polynesia, whatever. We give you guys a lot of warnings. They're called proverbs. We think that at the first asinine time that we have to give you these things while we're working contrition to make sure that your good people aren't abused wherever they hide, because we have to deal with your, like, criminals and evil and devils that have money in their eye and like wanting to sell your people's kidneys to other people who will eat them, which is really gross. And then we have to document just how disgusting you all are, but not all, because we don't want to give the wrong idea. There are some good in there. I just have to like weed through the whatever you got programmed into. I don't even know what this one laid out, but by 41 years and the way my life turned out, hiding the good china from the riffraff, you must be, because there's zero that I've seen around in actuality and reality.